Let's get right to it. It's a Friday morning, 9:15 a.m., and it's ready to get our weekly answering comments live Q&A. Now, if you happen to be watching this live or on the replay, you may notice something, at least in the live chat right now. You're not able to chat. If you're not able to chat, it's because it's in members only mode. It's for two reasons. One, it helps support this channel, honestly. You can start as little as $2 per month to as much as $10 per month. I'll get to that $10 per month perk here in just a second. But all that really helps kind of contribute to the channel. And also, actually, because of my extreme ADHD, I tend to kind of just rabbit trail off of rabbit trail off of rabbit trail. And to be honest, this Friday morning thing is all about trying to answer your comments and also share some insights. So if you're really curious and you want to learn just a little bit more about self-publishing and maybe get some questions answered that you never thought of asking, because there's a lot of time. You guys are a great community. Those of you that support me here on the podcast channel as well as in the main channel, you guys are all smart cookies, and I really do appreciate it. And so every now and then you'll get a question and be like, oh man, or maybe you'll challenge me to something like, oh, so like I saw one of the comments, I just kind of peeked ahead real quick on a glance, and I was like, I'm going to have to research that. So at any rate, This all keeps me right on track. Bob Rossi, welcome to the family. Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate it. And hey, as part of the channel memberships, okay, if you want to join the channel membership, right below this window is a join button. Now, if you happen to be on mobile, that's okay. I got you covered. All you got to do is go into the description. So you hit the little drop down so you see the description. And in there, you'll see something about channel memberships here in the podcast channel. So go ahead and you're going to click that link and the little welcome video is going to come up and it'll explain the channel memberships. All that to say this, it's kind of like Patreon, but on YouTube. And so really, honestly, it would be really awesome if you're able to support, but it's not anything that I expect for you to do. If you enjoy just watching and just being passive in sessions like this, that's great. So here's the cool thing is Bob just became a podcast patron, meaning he's contributed to this channel here. Not only does he get a unique member badge, that's a little green banana sticker for his first month. After his first month, it'll become more ripe banana and it starts to grow and such. They'll get a member badge, get highlighted in all comments. You also get prioritized comments too. In other words, there's an extra little cue that pops up for me when I see a member has commented, so that way I get right back to them. You also get some unique emojis here to the channel that you can use inside comments, as well as in the live chat, and of course, members only live broadcasts like this. You can kind of come in and contribute. You can hang out. It's all up to you. There's 3 different tiers. I think it's like $2, $5, and $10. And each one of those have various levels. And I will share with you again in a bit what those levels will be here because there's 2 people I want to give recognition to. And speaking of recognition, all right, before we get into those comments, I know I've been doing a lot of bloviating since we first started, but I want to go ahead and get it right out the gate. Today's broadcast is sponsored by the fine folks over at Author Brand Kits. Author Brand Kits is the one-stop shop for your author platform. You want a website? They got it for you. Do you want to customize email? We got you. Email marketing? Oh, of course. Social media? Yeah. So here's the deal. All it is, it's like a turnkey operation. You just got to give like a few answers to them in order for them to put together the best package that you need for your author brand. And wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You've got yourself a full author platform starting out in your first 30 days. So please go on over to our affiliate link, our sponsored link, at dalelinks.com/ABK. There's a link inside the description down below. And I said I was going to get to that here in just a second. And I want to give a shout out to 2 of the self-published sponsors. It says self-publisher sponsor, and that just reads weird. It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just going to say self-published sponsor. It's going to say self-publisher sponsor. I want to start it out by the shout out over to SL Michaels, aka Samantha. Samantha, thank you so much for all of your support. You have been nothing short of awesome. And folks, she actually has her own YouTube channel. Please go check it out. She actually had an interview with a voice actor not too long ago. She's been dropping a lot of really good short nuggets of information. Go check her out, SL Michaels. She's getting ready to hit that 100 mark. Will you be the first 100 subscribers on her channel? I don't know. Go for it. Mojo Seedlack. Mojo's a personal friend of mine. We've been knowing each other for quite a few years now. And Mojo is a fantastic person to watch and learn from in the self-publishing business as well. Fun fact, I actually coached her a number of years ago, but she's gone on to just kick butt and take names ever since. So Mojo Seedlack, go take a look at her. You can see how it's spelled, Mojosiedlak. And subscribe to her channel. You will really like her stuff. She's getting really good on the camera. She used to not be so comfortable. Now it's like, oh, that's more like her. There's definitely some of that Mojo swagger in the videos. Before it was like, oh man, it seemed like she was scared, but now, and of course I'm giving her a hard time. Sorry, Mojo. I shouldn't be picking on you. All right. Hey, folks, this coming Monday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daytime, I will be doing a podcast recording for how to do SEO for your blog posts. So search engine optimization. Make sure that you come over and check that out. It's going to be a good broadcast. And last but not least, this coming Tuesday starts the first part in a 7-part series with the fine folks over at Restream. I will be broadcasting it here on the podcast channel, into the Facebook groups, into the Facebook business page, into Restream's YouTube channel, and Restream's Facebook page. So it is really exciting. It's actually called Self-Publish and Stream. And I will have a link up inside the community tab on this channel should you want to go take a look at this. I'm going to tell you this, that you will hear some stuff that's a little bit of a repeat for you, but I've gone out of my way to make some unique information that you haven't learned about yet. Oh my goodness. Tanya, great to see you. I'm going to take a nice little drink. This is for you. Thank you so much, Tanya, for becoming a podcast patron. You guys and gals are the best. I appreciate that. By the way, I get one new emoji. Anybody, let's just give me some recommendations. What type of emojis should we make? Because I could literally put an order in live right now on Fiverr of whatever emoji that you want to see. So let me know inside the chat what you would like. We got the Git Broom, we got the Book Flex, we've got the Pencil Rocket, we've got the Werebear, we've got the, gosh, we got a lot. So just let me know. Patrick O'Neill, becoming a publisher patron. Man, you guys are spoiling me today. Patrick, thank you so much. You know what? Not only do you get a sip of water here from me, you also get a banana sticker. Hit me up, Patrick. And anybody that also became a new member, you know what? I will personally send out a sticker of each one of these in the mail to you if you become a channel member today. And if you're already a channel member, hit me up, Dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com. All right, one-time offer now. So if I do this again, that's it. But I do have international stamps as well, so just keep in mind it's going to take a little longer to get over to your place versus those that are in the United States, but I'm happy to send it out. I literally buy international stamps just so I can send out these stickers. And if I've sent a sticker to you before, I'm sorry, you'll probably still have to send me your address because I won't remember it at all. I throw those out when I'm all set. So I'm sticking with my fave, the Werebear, yeah. All bananas need a monkey to eat it. Oh my gosh, why didn't I think Banana Bob? I'm speechless. That's beautiful. I tell you what, I've been kind of bloviating for a little while now, and I know there's 8 of you that are hanging out, and we've got a few new members. Again, thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you so much, Tanya. Gosh darn, man, you guys are just literally just spoiling me. Bob, Rossi, thank you so much. You guys are great. You guys are great. Leaving me speechless here, honestly. It's a Friday. This beautiful in this neck of the woods. It's going to be a sunny day outside, so let's get to work. I want to go ahead into the channel comments. All right, as per usual, I'm going to go ahead and lay it out here for you. On the right-hand side, you'll see the thumbnail and the name of the video that the comments from. And then here on the left-hand side, you'll see usually the profile picture and the person's name, how long ago it was, and sometimes if it has little icons next to it, like a red YouTube icon, I believe, is when they have been a subscriber publicly. Now, if some people hide their subscriptions from the public, then it won't show up on there. So it doesn't always mean that they're not a subscriber, which, by the way, you should become a subscriber of both. Karen Porter says, for the Ingram Spark video, as far as ebooks are concerned, KDP asks you to sign up for Kindle Unlimited, get more readers, but a lot less royalty than 40%. Sorta. To be clear, let me go ahead and I'll just say this really quick and I'll type it on out. To be clear, I don't think it's fair to compare a subscription-based system versus a royalty-based system. With subscription-based systems, you're typically getting not necessarily a percentage so much as you are getting a share of a gigantic pool of money. I think one is different from the other. It's being paid in a different fashion. So as far as percentage wise goes, yeah. And the reason is there's different types of readers. Some readers that want to outright own the ebook, some readers that just want to just borrow it and check it out. And sometimes you'll have those that will end up buying it after they've borrowed it. But there are some that just spend a lot of time in these subscription-based systems. Libraries are still alive and very much well here in the United States. I'm not sure how it is internationally speaking, but they're holding up. And there are still other people that go there. So putting your book into these various areas to me, I think makes sense because you're addressing different audiences with different needs. I think too often a lot of people are too much paying attention to, well, I get a 70% royalty versus like, a 10% royalty or 1% for that. Well, that's not a fair comparison because it's two different audience subsets. So yeah, you have to kind of differentiate that. So I don't know if I want to get into an argument. I'm just going to go ahead and just make this. And Karen, if you happen to be watching this, you hear my stance on this one. So I'm just going to keep a thanks for sharing your thoughts. There we go. Boom. Okay. John Parnham. I've watched a video which tells us that if you aren't registered as a publishing company, i.e. the imprint, you can't use Ingram Spark. Is that true? Many indie authors have day jobs, that's very true, and couldn't finance self-publishing without another income. I come from the UK, and I'm guessing that the system may be different from the US. Would we have to set up a so-called publishing company? I think at the very least you need to have some type of a DBA, like doing business as. At the very least, just use your author name or just a doing business as type thing. So I would say do your due diligence. If you can't afford to, secure a business entity of some sort or, get an LLC or incorporate, then probably just the best idea is at least search down any kind of business names that you would potentially use and make sure that they're not trademarked. That's going to be the biggest deal. So, but yeah, don't overcomplicate it. I know here in the US for Balker, you can put just literally your own name if you wanted to. However, there's nothing wrong with doing business as a specific business name. Just make sure it's not taken. That's why my business name, if you guys have ever looked it up, it's One Jack Monkey, and One Jack Monkey is very obscure. I was like, I purposely picked that because I was just like, it'll make people chuckle, and when they think about me, they're like, oh yeah, he's kind of like that. So yeah, that's why I ended up choosing mine. So yeah, let's see here. Not necessarily. You can do business as DBA a certain name until you can secure it. Research the business name, trademarks, so you aren't unintentionally using someone's name. Consult a business. You can find some who will offer a first-time consult free. So keep it cheap. There we go. So yeah, there are often times when I say consult a business attorney or consult a certified public accountant when it comes to money, taxes, things like that. There's a good reason because I am not qualified to give you legal advice. I really am not. In all actuality, a perfect world, you should have a business entity name so that way you can put that down in your imprint and it's official. But I totally get it if you can't afford something like that. Focus on the long game. I think a lot of people are in a real rush to get their books published, and kudos. I appreciate the energy and enthusiasm. But if you focus on your long game and building out the budget to afford some things like hiring a business attorney, making things official, you can very well file your business license. Come on, Dale. You can register for your business entity and wherever you're at for relatively cheap. Now it depends on your neck of the woods, but I know here in Ohio is like 120 altogether. I'm sure a lot of you don't have just 120 just hanging out in your back pocket. So I don't want to cheapen that by any stretch, but nothing beats like putting aside $1 a day, $2 per day, $10 per month. If that's, too much of a stretch for $1 per day. put a little bit aside and just have the discipline to continue to sock away that stuff despite all odds that you have going against you. If you can just keep that there, and it's like, this is my self-publishing money, then you're going to win big in the long term. Don't be in such a rush, especially if you want to really get things like your business put together, hiring a business attorney, making sure everything looks on the up and up, getting a good qualified CPA that you can rest easy at night knowing that you're not going to get arrested for tax evasion or something crazy like that. So, all right, let's get on to the next question. Andy7 says, although I'm an unknown author, my ebooks can be found everywhere. You can't beat their distribution. It's worth the steep ticket price. Nice. I really do genuinely want to go check out BookBaby. My biggest hesitation is it's such a steep asking price. I think maybe I should just take it on the chin, go ahead and pay for something like that and see how well the process goes. A lot of people swear by it. I have not heard anything bad about BookBaby yet. Nice. Thanks so much for sharing. Thanks. "13-year copywriter turned self-publisher. Been watching your videos forever, Dale, and listening to your podcast. I'm absolutely happy to support what you do. Keep the good work coming, my brother." Patrick, thank you so much. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, that's awesome. You're a copywriter. Nice. I should probably be reaching out to you sometimes. I am not a copywriter. I've got a tenuous grasp on it. I'd almost rather hire out something like that because I take too long, whereas you get to somebody who's experienced, he can just do it like that. Jocelyn says, looking forward to this. Oh, favorite tip Friday from Keith. Yes, keep an eye on Keith Wheeler's channel, folks. I fired off half a dozen videos for him that he's going to be shooting off the next year, and it's going to be every Friday. So yes, check back every Friday, which this is going to be kind of funny because I'm sure Jocelyn's going to be watching this on the replay, or she's probably watching it right now. Yeah, check back every Friday on Keith's channel for this segment. I shot a bunch for him in one day. Actually, it was probably one afternoon. It wasn't long at all. I know I saved up my royalties, as small as it was to start. Yeah, Mojo. You know the power of focusing on the long term. They say there was a, why don't we look this up? There was a study done, and I'm not sure if everybody's heard about this one. The marshmallow test. Come on now. Okay, we'll give you okay. Click this one open. Marshmallow test kind of works like this, in that there was pretty much a study shown. If they sat a kid down and said, hey, we're going to give you this marshmallow, but if you wait 10 minutes, we'll give you 2 if you don't eat that. So either they have one right now, or they could wait and have 2 later. And I think sometimes some people just really get so focused on eating that one marshmallow. They're like, you know what? Ooh, man, what's better than 2 marshmallows, but 1 marshmallow right now? And I think just having that in front of them just kind of tortures some people. And it gets hard. Trust me, I understand this. I've been in a position where I had some money saved up in my savings account, and life got in the way. Had to take care of some stuff and keep my head above the water. And so I ended up tapping into that. But if there's a way that you could get it to where that money is inaccessible, that's probably going to be the best thing. If you don't have enough discipline to hold off until you have those 2 marshmallows, it's almost like putting a blindfold on. Okay, you got a marshmallow in front of you. We're going to put a blindfold on you, so you're not going to really know where to grab your marshmallow out. Blindfold. Just go ahead. If you feel like looking around for your marshmallow and eventually you find it, then that's all of you. But we won't put it in front of you like this kid on this particular picture here. So yeah, focus on your long game, folks. Really. K. Lou Quinn says, no, it seems like everyone and their mama are Amazon best-selling authors nowadays. Yep. And you know, here's the deal, folks. We're so deeply entrenched in our business, but that we forget that there's a bit of a bubble that we've put ourselves in. And it's not a bad thing, you know. We're in an industry, we're surrounded by it. We know phrases like keywords and categories and niches and all that type of thing. But we forget that there's a larger majority of people that are not authors, that are not self-publishers, nor have an inkling of it being available to them, much less being interested in it. There are some people that genuinely just like, I'd rather just read a book, or some people that just don't care about this at all. And so I don't ever want to cheapen what Amazon best-selling status does for you. It's not as big a deal to me, but I must admit that when I see some people that are succeeding over on Amazon and selling a pretty good quantity of books and hitting the tops of the charts, I think it's awesome. I think it's well-deserved. Absolutely. Absolutely. So rather than take down people that are inside this industry, lift them up, raise them up. I've seen a couple of these comments here on my channel lately, and I punched down on somebody. Usually Ava handles my comments on the main channel. And someone said something rather defeating to an author that I had on. And I thought, how dare you? Like, no, that's not cool. So I don't expect everybody to win a trophy by any stretch. But it's always said best, you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Honestly. So just, if Amazon best-selling authors or the status of that doesn't sit well with you, great. Awesome. Keep it to yourself. Okay, I do know that it's not as special as some people make it out, but again, we're in a bubble. So if we're going to be stuck in this bubble together, can't we just be like really cool to each other? Be awesome. All right. Rick 777888 says, so you can't upload PDF files. This was the one that stumped me. And I'm like, So I'm going to have to go to press.barnesandnoble.com. I'm going to move this over here so you guys can't see my login information. Give me just a moment. Ah, come on now, Dale. Just there we go. There's my login information, everybody. All right. So that got on sale. That's good. Now I'm pretty sure PDF works with print. Like you have to have a PDF. I'm just going to call this test. No, it's not pre-order. Let's go next. I really like Barnes & Noble Press. If you folks haven't had the opportunity, I highly recommend it. Oh, yeah. There's no PDFs for the ebooks. Yeah. Interesting. I guess I've never used PDF for my ebook interiors because the problem is when you have PDF for your ebook, most instances it's fixed layout, meaning that it's like having a PDF. And so if you don't have as good a vision, you're going to have to like zoom in and you have to move it around. You're constantly having to touch the screen, as opposed to a good ebook where you can flip through, you can change the size of the font, you can change a lot of variables, and you can even click on the pictures and it will zoom in on it. You can zoom closer on it, things like that with a reflowable text layout. This is why I always recommend, if you can, when you're publishing, go with EPUB to any platform. Mobi's no longer a thing. Don't worry about Mobi. It's gone. It's in the past. Yes, it's still available and it's still out there and it's still supported if you had it grandfathered in. But once you go onto KDP anymore, they prefer that you have EPUB or any of these other type of things and not Mobi. All right. So that question was easily answered. Oh, I haven't seen the Barnes and Noble press. I use Drafted Digital, so this is new. Oh, Tanya, you and I got to get together. Come on now. Yeah, absolutely. Press.barnesandnoble.com. They're great. Good interface. It's probably one of my more favorite ones. I would say of all the platforms, Kobo's got the best user interface in my opinion. It takes you through step by step, but it's on all in one page rather than going on to the next page. And then I can't tell you how many times I've uploaded a book and I go, did I put the right keywords in there? And I'll get paranoid and I'll go back and I'll be like, okay, I'll get that. And then I'll save and I'll go forward to step 2 in KDP. And then I'll be like, wait, did I do the book description right? Was that the old book description or was the new one? I'm like, oh, so yeah, it always running those type of issues. So sadly, PDF doesn't work for B and N. Oh, for ebook on B and N. It will for print books, unless I'm misremembered. Pretty sure PDF. I don't feel like going back in there. Judy Waters, always great to hear from Judy. Good ideas, thanks. Awesome. Glad you like them. Always great hearing from you. You get a thumbs up and a heart. Mojo Seedlack, I'm going to throw it out there, but I saved up for my first 100 ISBNs. Actually, it was 2 months of royalties. After buying 100 ISBNs twice, $1,050, getting the 1,000 ISBNs only made sense. When starting out, don't go broke trying to keep up. That's true. That is so, so true. Thumbs up, heart. MD Pittman, who has been, see, here's how it shows the subscriber thing. Public has subscribed to us for 2 months now. Planning to start with 100. I'm not planning to have a ton of books in the next few years, so 100 would be plenty. But when I'm able, I'll get those 1,000 if I go self-pub route. Still debating on TradPub. Good for you, MD. That's awesome. Mojo says, totally understandable. When CreateSpace became part of KDP, I just had decided to publish under my own brand. With that, all my paperbacks needed an ISBN. Plus, I add them to my ebooks. At the time, I had 30 to 35 books, so the first 100 went quick. Yeah, I'm starting to pretty much put my ISBN on just about everything. Doing the audiobooks, ebooks. I'm going to start to have 2 print book versions. I'm going to go from paperback into the hardback now as well. I just think that having more options for readers is a smart decision, especially from a discoverability standpoint, because you just have another window into your brand. So thanks so much for sharing. This feels weird for me to comment to Mojo while Mojo's watching. Easy Graphics says, don't miss out. Who'd have thunk a nail salon visit lead to more book sales? Indeed. And if you guys don't know what he's talking about and you need context, go over and visit Keith's channel for last week's favorite Friday tip. Okay, oh, you're taking too long to get the point. I'm bored. I'm moving on. Great. And so I'll also hide you from the channel. You don't need to be here. All right, looks like we're good on the podcast channel. I've been debating uploading myself to those platforms and not using Drafted Digital, but time is a huge factor for me. So for now, it's the best choice. What I would recommend is definitely leave it up on Drafted Digital for now. And if you're wanting to like dabble, what I would say is if like right now you're like, okay, I would like to go and publish to Barnes & Noble, just go into your Drafted Digital dashboard and just deselect. So that way it pulls distribution of that ebook from Barnes & Noble, confirm that it's no longer available on Barnes & Noble, which I think it like takes a day, maybe 2 days. You'll have to get with them to find that out. But then as soon as it's clear, go ahead and upload to that avenue. So don't try to do them all at the same time. Keep Drafted Digital because they still have some avenues you can't otherwise get into on your own, especially like avenues like Overdrive. I think they have Biblioteca. They've got a couple other subscription-based, library-based avenues that you really can't get on your own. So still continue to use the Drafted Digital. But what I will typically do, and this is my workflow, I did publish wide all last weekend. So I'm excited because I'll probably be taking this weekend somewhat off. Where is my workflow? Give me a second here. There we go. Okay, so this was the order that I would put things in. I would first of all open up all the windows for each and every single one of these things. I would start it out with going to get my ISBN registered, and that's over at myidentifiers.com, I think. Just look up Bowker, or if you're in the UK, Nielsen, or if you're in any other region, you can go ahead and do that. But fill out your ISBN, get it registered and such. And while it's processing, just nab that ISBN. Make sure you sign it to your book when you go to publish it. So if you've got a print book and you're doing that, you're going to want to make sure it's put inside there. Ebook, it's not essential to put it inside your ebook, but it's a good idea. Then you go hit Apple, Barnes & Noble Press, Kobo, Google Play Books. Now, the next steps you've got to be super, super deliberate with. And that's Drafted Digital and Smashwords. I hit Drafted Digital first. Smashwords has been nice to me over the years, and I've gotten a fair, chunk of royalties from them since day one. But I started there. I didn't know about Drafted Digital. So rather than delisting everything and moving it over to Drafted Digital, I just left all my stuff there. So now as I'm moving forward, I'm publishing on Drafted Digital first, just because I like D2D. They've taken care of me over the years. I've never had a sponsorship or been paid for anything by Drafted Digital. So everything I'm saying is just from the heart. So you'll want to look at Smashwords, the distribution between the two. Make sure that you're not duplicate publishing. So you would remove Apple, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play Books. And then, which by the way, Google Play Books won't be a big issue on Drafted Digital or Smashwords because they don't have that there. But you would go ahead and narrow that down. Now, I've also got another avenue called Spring. And Spring allows me to put downloadable digital assets on a merch shelf just below my videos on my main channel. Problem was they did not like my Amazon self-publisher series at all. Like, they won't let me put it over there. Good news is you can get Secrets of the Perma-Free book over there. Now, 99 cents, folks, over there. There's a good reason. It's because I have to pay fees in order to have it distributed. So if you want it free, literally all you got to do is go over to like Amazon or any big retailer. It's out there. It's perma-free out there. So, but I will be testing that a little bit more. The only reason why I didn't do Ingram Spark, it's an all or nothing thing. They have a lot of great viable avenues, including Amazon. Now, if you already distribute to Amazon KDP and you go to Ingram Spark, make sure that you deselect Amazon on Ingram Spark. They will allow you for that. Everything else, they're like, it's all or nothing. You can't have your book distributing to Apple or Barnes & Noble through their avenues, because if you do, you got to remove those off there so Ingram Spark can do that, because there's going to become some issues when there's some duplicate publishings coming there. And especially if you have an ISBN, it's going to start to clash and collide. I really wished Ingram Spark would build something into their system that would be very similar to places like Drafted Digital or Smashwords. And that's deselecting avenues you don't otherwise want. Some avenues, people may not want to go into that. Maybe they just don't like the platform. The owner of the company looked at them weird and they're like, I don't want it there. I think we should be allowed that option, especially for how low the royalty per ebook is. And I think it was like 40 or 45%. I think 40% seems right. 40% payout for Ingram Spark. What? Huh? What happened? What, 40? What about the other platforms? Did you fall asleep at the wheel? So, if you're at least going to be making it that low, I would just highly recommend Ingram Spark if you could just consider giving us the option to deselect specific avenues so we can use yours. I'm willing to sacrifice that if you could give me that distribution avenue and control of that. That would be awesome. I'm not asking to change any of the royalty structure. Just give me the distribution. You're going to win and I'm going to win. Win-win situation. I've been trying to figure out how to release a print book on D2D. Do they accept low content books? I don't know, Tanya. I'm not sure on that one. I know for sure when it comes to Ingram Spark, forget about low content books over there. But I'm not sure about D2D. Catch up with Keith Wheeler. Keith Wheeler Books would probably know that one for sure. I got to be straight up with you guys and gals that I'm just not, over the past year, I'm not deeply entrenched in no content, low content stuff. It had treated me well over the years in 2015, 2016, and 2017. But, you know, after you've done it for so long and now that it's become just the rage, I'm just not doing it. So that's why I just don't know the answer to that. My apologies. I'm not ready to leave Kindle yet. John Keeler, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you. All right, we're going to go over to the main channel, and let's hit the comments over there. Ava's really good about answering these comments. And by the way, if you ever notice, you get answers throughout the week to your comments. If it's not on a Friday, chances are very likely it's my ever faithful assistant, Ava, who is usually answering. But I will go in and I'll check sometimes her answers and things. She doesn't say anything that I wouldn't disagree with. She's fantastic. She literally can write probably scarily like me because she's read so many of my emails. We've corresponded so much over the past 5+ years that she just knows me that well by now. But then there gets some comments that she's not really sure how to respond. So she typically puts a pin in those for me to go ahead and address on these Fridays. So let's head on over. Can smartphone customers view A+ content? Oh, yes, they sure can. Did you guys hear about the news about that? That is so cool. I'm hoping that I should have a video out by tomorrow on the main channel about A+ content. But if you don't know about it yet, go to Kindle Direct Publishing. Inside your dashboard, select your marketing tab, scroll down, and there's something called A+ content. If you don't feel like reading the content and knowing what it is, let me give you a summary. It's essentially a from the publisher section you're able to add to your book's product page. You could do it one at a time, or you can do it bulk upload if you wish to. And it covers all regions. The one exception is Japan, and you have to actually go onto Japan's KDP site, which is kdp.co.jp, if you want to put the from the publisher there. I'm not sure, there must be some weird integration that's messing up. But on the smartphones, you will, when you go on, you will see the actual book itself and, you know, how much it costs, the buy button. And right below it, as you scroll down below the description type area, you will see from the publisher immediately. That is really cool. April Cox had shared that with me, and that's so cool. So, yes, it's actually just below the fold. Yeah, just below the fold. You have to scroll just a little bit. I don't want to say below the fold because they're going to think I'm talking about the book description. Actually, just below the description. Come on, Dale. Mobile. So it's in a much better place. Pretty cool, right? Boom. Thank you so much for being a subscriber, son. I appreciate that. Thumbs up, heart for you. Carlene Murray says, hey, Dale, congrats on your continued success. Thank you so much. You were very helpful to me in the early days of my journey to publish my children's book, and you still are. I am happy to say that I have officially done so. I wanted to ask, as I have not been able to find the answer thus far, I published an ebook on KDP and the paperback on Lulu. I need to know if KDP will allow me to hyperlink my Lulu paperback to my KDP site. Is this possible? Please advise. Thanks. Lulu distributes to Amazon. So the product page for the paperback should lock with the ebook version. KDP. If it doesn't, reach out to KDP support with your ebook ASIN and your print book ISBN. That should do the trick. All right, reply. Give Business Credit says, hi, I'm looking to do a high-end book, not 99-cent ebook. Due to my info is valuable and my time for consults are $300 per hour. Good for you. So anyhow, do you offer one-on-one help, but also need advice on audiobook, ebook, and paperback? I do. Reach out to me. My email is in the About section. Desktop access only. I don't like putting my email address in here because I already get spammed as it is from all these different folks. So yes, to be very clear, I will be opening up coaching here again very, very soon. I just have to finish up some projects, so it will be about another couple weeks. And I will be making a big announcement about doing one-on-one coaching again. No, I will not be doing group coaching. It will be just strictly one-on-one, so I'll be limiting it to a certain number of people. You're interested, Dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com. Just reach out to me, and we'll go ahead and talk shop. I can always put you on the list, and there you go. So Nicola Trey says, I've always wondered if in KDP can I or cannot publish a book, let's say about marketing for Instagram. If it's a manual or guide to a platform or for a software, I'm not allowed to use this trademark in title and description. Consult a lawyer. The best advice. I'd reach out to Instagram to see what I can or cannot use. In most instances, companies just don't want you representing who they are or trying to act like a spokesperson for the brand. Again, I'm no lawyer, so do your research. There we go. Boom. To Be Human, allegedly best-selling books of all time. So that's all it takes, huh? I'm not sure what you're getting at. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm in a good mood today. All right, held for review. Nothing there. So I believe that there is it. John Keeler. No, Dale. Distribute legal advice online. What could possibly go wrong? Exactly. That's. I think it sucks because I think some people just want straight up answers. Like, no, of course I understand it's not legal advice, but you have to understand that there's a lot of nitwits out there that will go and do something, and that unlikelihood of being struck by lightning happens, and then they come sue you for that. I've built this business, through blood, sweat, and tears, and with a lot of effort through other people. And it would just suck that I just, don't fully disclose the fact that, hey, I'm not a lawyer. Even if you watch lawyers on YouTube, a lot of times they're like, this isn't your legal advice. If you want legal advice, consultation, get a hold of us. Otherwise, this is just general information. And, most instances you have to kind of, say it's for entertainment only. For me, I just try to keep on the straight and narrow. It's important that everybody does their own research. YouTube's only going to get you so far. I'm sure the day will come that you'll have everything answered, but there's too many things that could go wrong when it comes to this business and when it comes to those legal end of things. You gotta get it good. So I reached out to Amazon multiple times before I put this book out, and the big thing that they told me was I couldn't represent that I was them. I couldn't use their logo. I couldn't use a deviation of that logo. So meaning that even if it was like, the Amazon smile, but it was like crooked or something like that, or a different color, or I flipped it upside down. And that's when it kind of gets a little dicey. They were just like, don't represent that you're us. Don't use our trademark. You're good. You're good to go. And I think probably goes without saying, if you're going to go ahead and publish something about a particular brand and a name, reach out to them. The next thing would be is get everything in writing. Keep track of your communications. So that way, if something goes south, you're good to go. And the other thing is disparaging words. So don't go put out a book out, but like Instagram beats baby seals to death, something like that. Sorry, that was really off color, but you get what I mean. Like, obviously Instagram's going to be like, what? Excuse us? They're going to take umbrage to something like that. So you got to be smart about how you do that. So throughout the course of all those Amazon self-publisher series, I never said a single disparaging word. And I made sure to curb some of the stuff that I thought to myself, like, oh, this is the part I don't like about it. Because I don't want to get it to where I ruffle their feathers. I want it to kind of like Amazon KDP probably loves to see books like this because they're like, oh, they're just going to send more customers over towards this direction. Great. Awesome. Keep going. So yeah, just be careful. Don't say anything too disparaging. If you plan on putting out something that is rather polarizing, you may want to consider lawyering up before you do something like that. Folks, that was all of the comments for the day. I want to, of course, give a big shout out over to our sponsors this month, Author Brand Kits. You guys heard me talk about them. They're the one-stop shop for your author platform. There's a link inside the description, also inside the live chat. It's pinned right in there. So check this out now. You should go check it out now as dalelinks.com/ABK. That's for Author Brand Kits. Again, two people, awesome. SL Michaels, go check out her channel, and Mojo Seedlack. They are self-published sponsors. Yes, that's right. That's the tier number 3. And I give a shout out every broadcast to those that are the self-published sponsors. So thank you so much for the support in each and every one of you. Even if you are a channel member, reach out to me, whatever tier level you are, and I would love to send you a couple stickers inside the mail. Maybe a little surprise if I find something off the side. And this coming Monday, we're going to be having a podcast recording how to do search engine optimization for your blog post. This is Blogging for Authors. If you ever felt kind of a little bit lost when it comes to blogging and some of the more important things, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of that. And last but not least, starting this coming Tuesday, August the 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Daytime on this channel, over on Restream's channel, on Facebook, everywhere you can imagine, I'm going to start a new series. It's called Self-Publish and Stream. It's brought to the sponsors, Restream. Restream's fantastic. I am so looking forward to getting to share this 7-part series. We have been working on it for the past couple of months. I got to tell you that you've heard me talk about self-publishing, but how does this tie into live streaming? Why is Restream important? I mean, does this make sense? Well, actually, it will make sense if you come over and join me this coming Tuesday at 2 p.m. for the first part of a 7-part series. You do not want to miss out. Alrighty. Look at Kevin McGuire. Hello, I guess I'm a bit late. Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap up, bro. I got to reach out to you right now, and I guess I can go ahead and announce this. Ava and myself are working on a project on back book cover templates. And right now, as it stands, the two of us kind of agreed that we would be putting this out 100% free of charge. Most likely we'll have you part ways with the email address, but it will be a back book cover template. So what I found is a lot of authors have, let me shut this off because that will seem really weird. A lot of authors have enough discretionary expense to get an ebook cover, but a lot of times they stop at the print cover, or the print cover is simply the ebook cover slapped over top of the same color, and It's all right, but that's a little bit bland. So what we're doing is creating a back book cover template that you can essentially get that and adjust it. You put in your own bio, you put in your own blurb, like you just fill in the blank. We're going to make that available though. And we're going to have a tutorial on GIMP. We're going to have a tutorial on Photoshop. And then this is where I wanted to talk to Kevin. Kevin, if you know Affinity pretty well, would love to see about talking to you about doing a video for this back book cover template. That will be in about the next month because we're going to be doing 16 trim sizes. And that's just a start. Then we're going to try to start building it out and probably do different niches. So fiction, nonfiction, all that type of stuff. So that way people have a variety of things to choose from. But yeah, we're just looking to kind of, get it to where we show people how to go in and choose the right trim size, put in the right data, and adjust whatever needs to be adjusted. So I'm real excited about this project. This is one that's been in the works, but it's starting to finally come to a head. Probably you guys are going to hear a little bit more information about it probably come next week. So can't wait for that. Kevin is the Affinity Pro. That's what I thought. I heard those baby seals were bad baby seals. They were. Smoking and drinking out late. Yeah. Gallivanting about like a bunch of hoodlums. I'm glad, John, you got my sense of humor. It wasn't the funniest joke, though, I must admit. I figured I was on another call with people helping me fight the VA. Oh, man. I hope you get all that stuff. Ooh, back cover template. Yes, back book cover template. Yeah, I can't wait to put this out. It was actually an idea of Ross Brands. He was just on the main channel yesterday. First interview I've done in months. It'll be the only one for a while again. I was just helping out my buddy Ross, and I was just absolutely blown away. He finally got his bestseller tag on his book this morning. His launch day was the day before yesterday, so it was marking as new release, #1 new release, but didn't say bestseller yet. But yeah, he hit the top 5,000 last I knew. I probably even get it done in Affinity Photo, but designer is better for it, and that's my wheelhouse. Excellent. Yeah, if you can do that, man, Kevin, I'll probably reach out to you for more details and such. I don't expect for you to do that free of charge or nothing, so because you're taking some time out your day. But I am definitely going to get it to where I eat the cost on this back book cover template because I'm working with the folks over at Floxy to put together a lot of these templates. But yeah, stay tuned. I can't wait for that. It will be coming out free for sure, most likely in exchange for an email or something like that. So stay tuned. All right, folks, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And again, hey, appreciate all of your support, each and every single one of you channel members. I thank you very much. And Tanya, I'll be putting in the order for the monkey